Hey you guys, I miss you all so much. I'm sure there's a bunch of new faces also that don't recognize me because it's been some time since I've been diving down with you all down in the Keys. I used to be a guide and leader with Dive Into Life, so I have done seagrass surveys with you, I have dove the Lukey Reef with you, I've dove Epcot with you, and I'm coming back for more, don't worry. So if you haven't met me, you'll meet me soon. My name is Wendy Collins, and I used to volunteer with you guys, and then I also used to work with Mote doing coral tissue regeneration and outplanting corals down at Fort Zach and stuff like that, and worked in the lab. And then I also used to work at Lukey Dive Center and fill tanks, so you saw my face a lot. I just wanted to say hi. And also I have a lecture for you guys. But first off, I have been in Barbados for the past 2 years, and now I'm back home in the USA. I'm in Oregon. I am in medical school. So my medical school is Ross University. It's in Miami. But the first 2 years were in Barbados. So I actually got to do a lot of diving in Barbados. And you'll think that this is fun. I got to see a seahorse. How rare is that? It was like this big, and it was completely camouflaged into the sand. It was like yellowish green, and little dots. And it has its tail wrapped around a piece of seagrass, and it was a shore dive, so we were pretty close to the shore and pretty shallow water, and it was just like swaying back and forth with the waves. So anyways, that was my most fun recent dive. Anyways, you also have to say hi to the dogs. There's Nash. Nash, say hi. Say hi. I know. And then there's Lucy, of course. Hi, Lucy Lou. Okay. Anyways, I have an exam tomorrow, so if you look around me, besides having a bunch of dogs, my bed is not made, I've got dishes everywhere, my laundry bag is full, it's a complete and utter mess. And so I am here to tell you to do as I say, not as I do, and get your mess together. Anyways, Cam let me know that some of you guys have been having a hard time with doing your assignments on time, completing them, being late, forgetting equipment. And so I am here to just tell you a little bit about my experience with all of that and what that sort of means for going to college and pursuing jobs, pursuing graduate school. So to start from the very beginning, when I was your guys' age, I didn't have diving. Actually, Cam is the one who really taught me how to dive and made me a dive master. And I was so fortunate to have her as a leader and get her advice. But when I was your age, I rode horses. And in a lot of ways, it's super similar to diving because it can be super dangerous. You know, you are at the mercy of a different animal. There are conditions that you can't predict. And if you're not prepared, things can go wrong and you can die. And that's the exact same thing with diving. So promise me when Kama is trying to teach you all this stuff and is really on your case for, remembering your surface marker buoy, etc. There's a reason for that. What if something happens? What if you get away from the group or you turn around? You can't really hear underwater and you can't find anyone and there's poor visibility. And what happens when all of a sudden you don't notice, but you're in a current and then you're a few hundred feet away from the boat and the boat can't see you because you can't inflate your surface marker buoy. Like, there's a reason why things that seem small and not a big deal are actually super important. And so that's something I grew up with riding. And trust me, Kama is a lot nicer than my horseback riding coach at your age. She was really mean. But I honestly, even though she was tough on me, I am so grateful. She taught me to write thank you letters. She taught me to be on time. She made me do my homework because that helped me in college. And some colleges, like some classes, you'll meet some professors who don't care about attendance and it's just about the exam grade you get. And if you can cram last minute and do well, great. I am not one of those people. A lot of people aren't. But some professors really care about those details. Most of them do. And it will help you in the long run because it just shows that you care. It also helps you find what you're passionate about. And also, when you're organized, when you're prepared, you perform better on tests, you master your buoyancy, you have a better experience, and you feel really proud of the work that you've done, and then you like it way more. And then you're able to find your true calling and what you really want to do. And that's hard to do when you're not giving it your all. And then you kind of are left with like, I don't really know what I want, and you're wishy-washy. And let me tell you, nobody wants a wishy-washy person, and you won't be as happy unless like you're a go-getter. So be on time. It's just plain and simple. It's something that a lot of people struggle with, but it doesn't matter if you're 2 minutes late every time or 30 minutes late one time. I mean, if it's a reason that's excusable, everyone has a bad day, but these are little things that you can do to be on the ball, and you will be really respected and appreciated by your professors. And that is so important, because they will write you letters of recommendation for graduate school and for jobs, and that matters so much. And Camera wrote me a letter of recommendation for both medical school, and I just got into a healthcare MBA program at Johns Hopkins. And you don't know how important it is to have a personable letter of recommendation from extracurricular, because guess what? Your extracurricular mentors really know you as a person, and they really care about you as a person, and they care about what you care about and what you're interested in. And that's sometimes hard to find with professors. But usually professor committees are what write your big letter of recommendations for graduate school, in addition to a more personal note from, let's say, CAMA, or, your football team or your soccer team or your volleyball team. The personal letter is super important. That is going to help, but you're also going to get professors too. And if you're someone that doesn't show up on time, that doesn't put their effort into their assignments, it's going to show, and that's going to come through. And that can totally make a difference. And trust me, you want to open all the doors possible for yourself. Because a lot of times you're young. You don't have a whole lot of life experience yet. You haven't probably been fired from your first job or gotten a rejection letter from a school yet. And failures make you who you are, and they're great. But you don't want to be learning the lesson of through failure for just not being on time, or for just not completing an assignment, for being lazy. That lesson is really important for you to learn now from Kama, from me, from Jake, from the people that are guiding your trips. That's the lesson you need to learn now when the stakes are not high. Because when you fail, you want it to fail. You want to fail for a good reason that you can really learn something from. You guys know to be on time. You're not going to learn anything from being punished, from not being on time later in life. You're not. So really hear me now and do it. And I am so proud of you guys for all the work that you've done. I saw on Halloween how much garbage and trash you pulled out of the ocean. I'm so proud of you. That is so important for our environment. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope you love science diving as much as I do. And I hope you guys are having fun, and I will see you so soon. I'm coming when I'm coming? In February. I'm coming, and I'm going to come do some dives with you guys. I'll see y'all soon. Ooh, I wanted to add, if you guys are really passionate about marine biology and you see it as something that you want to learn about in college, or not, but if you have any interest in the science field at all, you will undoubtedly have chemistry labs, biology labs, electronics labs in college. And let me tell you, those professors are super strict, because again, you're working with chemicals that can be dangerous. So those doors get closed, or at least in my college, they get closed the minute class starts. So you have to be there even early. In medical school, when I had anatomy lab, and those doors, you had to be in scrubs, you had to have closed-toed shoes, you have to have your hair tied back, no earrings, no jewelry, and all of those little things on the syllabus for those sorts of labs really, really, really matter. And if science is all what you're going to be pursuing in college, I know it seems for some of you kind of far away, but it's really not. Those things super matter, super important. And there's no leeway for it. I mean, sure, if it's something as small as just taking off your earrings and putting them in your pocket for you guys, then fine. But closed-toed shoes running back to your dorm and then getting back on time, you'll miss the safety briefing of the chemicals you're going to use. That we call them MSDSs, material safety data sheets. You will learn about, there's one on every single chemical you will use in the lab, and they'll go over how you handle those chemicals and everything like that. So if you miss that, then you can't be in lab, and running back to your dorm and getting back on time with the proper attire, you're not going to be able to. You'll get a 0 for that. And those sorts of labs are usually mandatory attendance, and you could fail the class for it. Don't fail the class, because guess what? I'm telling you now, those things are no leeway.